Hello and welcome back. So today, is called The Secret. And the reason is there's a little bit of magic that goes on here. And so I'm going to share that with you. But before I do, I just want to take you back over the last few days and, just see what you've looked at so far. We've seen what our achievements have been, really understanding where you are now and why you might be so comfortable to not have moved anywhere. But also understanding that, it isn't about punishing ourselves, not for achieving those goals, but to look at them in a reframe and say, look what I have done, look what I have achieved. And there must have been a big aha moment for you in itself. But let go from, when you went on and what you did and why you want to now properly do what you want to do, okay? There have been lots of difficult moments, but tackling it with your why and the vigor of that 4-year-old inside you, that come on, why, and just keep tapping away at yourself until you break down your external adult barrier and just allow yourself to go, I don't know why. I don't know why I can't have the things I want. It's going to really kind of change how you perceive and how you see yourself. So we've looked at SMART goals, and SMART goals was, I don't know if you've come across them before, they're great. But if you hadn't come across them before, I'm sure that it was a huge eye-opening for you. SMART goals, the easiest way I can explain it, and I love using, food for this. It's like me giving you baking powder and telling you, okay, go ahead and make a cake. Okay, it's not really going to tell you how to make the cake. You need to do this, and that's what you're going to get from it. But you see, you're understanding that there are so many other things. And in the case of that, you need the ingredients and you need to know how you make it. All right, so let's have a look at what else we can do. So we also looked at specific and measurable, attainable, achievable, whatever word you want to use. We want to look at making it resonant, time bound. And, it wants to be that missing key ingredient. And this is the reason that you're here. This is the reason you're watching this video. This is the reason that you've decided to get to today. And today being day 6 or the 6th hour or the 6th week or the 6th month, regardless of how long it's taken you to get to today, you have got to today. So that's our thing, okay? Tomorrow we're going to talk about how to find your one thing and do it. And today we're going to talk about how to put that secret ingredient into what you're going to do. Okay? So we're going to go back to the cake. And we're going to use really, really simple terms, okay? I'm going to say that, today we're going to make a cake. And it's going to be like, well, okay, it doesn't seem that bad. But then you start thinking, actually, in order to make the cake, I need ingredients. I need a bowl. I need an oven. Do I have the right whisk? Do I have a mixer, which is going to help me to put it all together? I need to know how to make it. How much sugar to how many eggs and how much flour do I put in? And do I need vanilla essence or not? What about the sprinkles and the cocoa powder if you want a chocolate one? All the variations of everything. So you need to take that cake and you need to literally dissect it, or Paula's favorite words, okay, chunk it down. You need to chunk it down. You know that you can't cook your cake until you're, it's kind of, the batter is kind of the mixture is ready to go. You know that you can't have your mixture ready to go until you've put it all together. You know that you can't put it all together unless you've got those ingredients. So you can start to see actually that, you're starting to create this pathway. You're starting to create a list of things that have to be done in order. Now, it might be that you read the instructions before you go to the shop to buy everything. And that's fine. All I'm trying to say actually is that you don't necessarily need to do everything in order, but there will be a set pathway of clear things that you'll need to do that have to be done in a kind of order, because you can't bake the cake if you don't have the mixture ready to go. But you don't actually need to go shopping for sprinkles until actually the cake's even made. So you could get sprinkles last, But if you're going to go to the shop and get eggs and flour and everything else, you might as well get sprinkles whilst you're there. So it's about really chunking it down, looking at it and going, if that is exactly what I need to do, I'm going to need this, 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 and this, okay? And trust me, you're going to come up across a few things that you thought, oh, I never thought about that. But then I need that actually to do this. And that's fine, but you need to create your framework around, this is the chunking it down. In order to do this, I need to do that. And in order to do that, I need to do that. In order to do that, I need to do that. And where I see so many people getting overwhelmed actually is that they're not chunking it down. So if you're writing down a plan, which is for 5 years' time, and you say in 5 years, I want to have 1,000 customers, or in 5 years, I want to have an online shop that's running by itself. In 5 years, I want X, Y, and Z. 5 years is a hell of a long time to be working on a goal. And long-term goals are so difficult because it's so hard to keep focus. But go back to our cake for a second. If we go shopping, write down the ingredients that we need, and we've been shopping, that's like tick, short-term goal achieved. And that's the same for all long-term goals. You need to be breaking it down, and you need to be making them manageable, small chunks. You need to be doing something that takes you within your business no longer than 8 to 12 weeks at any one time to accomplish that. To know then that you've done it, you've then achieved that section, and you can now move on to the next bit of your business. Okay. So let's carry on. So with a business, it might be that you need a good organic social media campaign, you need an email campaign, you need a website, you need all of that in place. But in order to really chunk it down, you're going to need a brand kit. You're going to need to know what your colors and fonts are. You're going to need to know all of that because you're going to also need your logo. You're going to also then need to put all of that onto your website. Your brand kit's got to be applied to your email campaign, your social media campaign. It's all got to be coherent. And the benefit of this is actually doing the first bits first, doing all of the small little things actually that are really quick wins. It means that then when you want to, you know, think about just creating a landing page, so you can start to grab some email addresses and start to build your list. You've got your logo, you've got your colors, you've got your brand. And therefore actually to create a landing page should be something a lot easier than it would have been had you not had any of that in place. Now there are a few different ways to find out the best ways to chunk it down. And what I tend to say is actually, you can do it as a spider diagram. So put what you want in the middle and just draw lines out and say, okay, this needs to happen, this needs to happen, this needs to happen, this needs to happen. And then start to put them in order in terms of, you know, what actually has to come first. Or you can put them all on a piece of paper, cut them all out, put them on the table, and then kind of put them in some sort of order in terms of that you need to do that before that, and that you need to do that. Either way, whatever works for you, you need to just find the right way through. Now, I'm happy to help you with this if you get completely stuck, and you'll see that actually in a couple of days' time, if you're still not quite grasped, okay, I will help you with the chunking it down. It's actually one of my favorite things to actually help and teach people to do. So once you've got that, you'll start to see a shift. You'll start to see a clear plan. And other problems that you thought you were going to have start to actually disappear, because once you start to take just one step at a time, achieving that one thing, 10 more things open for you. You do this today, and then you can do 4 more things. You do that today, and you can do 5 more things. And I know that sometimes you're going to come across things that you don't want to do. You just have to go ahead and eat the frog. That's it. You just have to go ahead and do it. But if you aim to achieve one thing every day, one thing from your business, and it doesn't need to be huge, that one thing, that's all you need to do. All right. Now, one of the things actually is that I always talk about, okay, is that your business doesn't really help you in terms of kind of helping yourself move forward, because when there is just you, it can become quite hard. And you do think, I'm going to get stuck on that. I don't know how to help. You know, I don't know where to go for help. It means that sometimes you can go around in circles. And I've seen this actually, and those are learning junkies, just like myself. It's like, oh, it's a training course, let's do that. Oh, I need to know that, let's do that. Oh, I need to know that, let's do that. Do a training course if it helps you to move forward within your business. If it's going to take you away from your business for longer than 8 to 12 weeks being the max, okay, then think about, is it really worth my time? how much of what I'm learning do I need to know for my business? And can I, and this is the most important part, can I implement what I have learned straight away whilst I am going along? Or am I listening to someone else talking, okay, and showing me what I need to do, but actually I don't have time to do the actual implementation? Because if you're just learning for 12 weeks and you're not implementing at the same time, it means that's 12 weeks away from your business where you're not moving yourself forward. You're not taking that next step up. I've got some things to help you with this as we go through, but I don't want to distract you from the chunking it down, from understanding what you need to be doing first, taking that first step, taking that next step, understanding the route that you need to do. Now, and I'm not talking about doing this for absolutely everything which is on your list. No, we're going to go back to the number one priority that you pulled off your why sheet, okay? That we talked about yesterday with your SMART goals. So if you was doing all of your homework up until now, you're going to have your number one thing that you so want to do, and it's going to hit you here. It's going to be so, it's going to be inside you. You're going to want it so much. And you're going to know why you want it because you put it on your sheet. Okay, once you've got that, you then put it into the SMART goal. And I hope you did that exercise as well. Because you know now what you're going to do with it, how long it's going to take you, and what action you're going to take to get it done. But does it say on your action sheet, learn X so I can complete Y? I bet it doesn't. I bet it doesn't. And that's because when we look at our goals, we don't think, we go, oh, I just need to put a nurture sequence in place for my emails. Oh, I need to just build out a website. But we don't think about it in terms of the timeline of either then having to get somebody to do it for us or learn how to do it. And most of you being at the beginning of your journey, or, you know, as you're going through this beginning, it might be 12 months into your journey or 24 months into your journey. I think unless you're more than 5 years in an established business, you're still, you know, quite new in your journey. You're still getting going. So the most important thing you need to remember actually is that whilst you're chunking it down, just doing one thing at a time will save you hours. It will stop you from becoming too flustered, and you'll get that quick win. And there are ways forward. There really are. So what else do I have for you today? Well, I just want you to, you know, remember that you're not alone in this. I don't want you to get overwhelmed because you've got a list as long as your arm. I don't want you to get stressed because there seems like there's so much to do. And the secret ingredient is the chunking it down and keep it simple. One task, chunk it down and achieve one thing being minimum. If you can achieve one thing, when you say you're going to do that one thing, whether it's every day or every other day or one thing a month, one thing a week, whatever that one thing is, make a commitment and stick to it. And tomorrow I'm going to help you and show you how you can do that and track it.